At 16, most people are learning who they want to be. In the Atlas Mountains, some are already responsible for survival. Here, childhood is short, routine is essential, and mistakes are remembered by the land. This is the story of a boy shaped not by ambition, but by altitude, cold, and community. Perfect. The Atlas Mountains do not announce themselves loudly. They rise quietly from the land, layer by layer, as if the earth decided to fold inward instead of stretching outward. From a distance, they look still, permanent, almost gentle. But nothing here is easy. The roads narrow as the elevation rises. Tires hum differently on stone and gravel. The air cools without warning. Villages appear suddenly, clusters of stone homes pressed tightly together, as though warmth itself must be protected. This is not a place people pass through casually. This is a place they commit to. Idris's wakes before the sun. He does not need an alarm. The cold does that for him. He sits up slowly, breath visible in the dim light, and listens for a moment. The house is quiet. His younger sisters are still asleep. Outside, the wind moves across the slopes, brushing against stone walls that have stood longer than anyone remembers. Idris's is 16. In the mountains, that is not young. He folds his blanket carefully, pulls on thick wool clothing, and steps outside. The sky is pale blue now. Morning is arriving. There is work to do. In the Atlas Mountains, the land decides everything. Fields are carved into terraces by hand, following the mountain's patience, not human ambition. Nothing grows fast here. Crops are chosen for survival, not profit. Idris's moves through the fields with practiced ease, checking the soil, adjusting small stone barriers that protect precious earth from sliding away. Goats bleat softly nearby. Sheep cluster together for warmth. Every movement is deliberate. Energy is never wasted. Up here, exhaustion is not dramatic, it is dangerous. By mid-morning, Idris's has already done what many elsewhere would call a full day's work. Water must be carried from a shared source. Firewood must be gathered carefully, choosing pieces that will burn slowly and evenly. His mother prepares bread, kneading dough with hands shaped by years of repetition. No one rushes. Rushing leads to mistakes. Mistakes lead to loss. Conversation is minimal, but warm. A nod, a shared glance. Communication shaped by understanding rather than words. School sits lower in the valley, reached by a narrow path that winds through rock and scrub. Idris's joins other children along the way. They walk in silence, breath steady, feet careful on uneven ground. Laughter comes occasionally, brief and light, never loud enough to echo. Education here is effort before opportunity. Books are carried with the same care as food. Knowledge is treated as something fragile and valuable. Idris's listens closely in class, aware that learning is a doorway but one that must be walked through slowly. Please like, share, and subscribe for more. In the afternoons, the village gathers near an elder's home. The elder speaks softly. He does not lecture. He explains how to read the clouds, how to recognize dangerous silence before a storm, how to store food so it lasts through snow and isolation. No one interrupts him. His knowledge is not symbolic. It is practical, earned. In the mountains, wisdom is measured by usefulness. As weeks pass, the air shifts. The wind grows sharper. Clouds linger longer near the peaks. Animals are brought closer to shelter. Supplies are counted, then counted again. Winter is approaching. The mountains do not surprise those who pay attention, but they punish those who ignore signs. Idris's feels the change in his breathing, in the way sound travels less far, in the quiet that settles earlier each evening. Preparation is communal. Neighbors share labor. One household repairs a roof, another stocks grain. Firewood piles grow steadily. No one asks for help directly. Help is offered without ceremony. This is how survival works here, not through strength, but through cooperation. Idris's watches, learning not from instruction, but from example. The snow begins overnight, at first softly, respectfully. By morning, paths are buried, roofs disappear beneath white weight. The village becomes still, insulated, cut off. There is no panic. Fires are lit, food is rationed carefully. Elders are checked on first. Outside, the mountains remain unmoved. Days pass. The world narrows to rooms, voices, shared meals. Stories are told quietly. Silence is accepted, not feared. Idris's steps outside occasionally, clearing paths, marking safe routes with memory and instinct. The cold teaches discipline. Every movement has purpose. When the snow finally recedes, the village ray emerges slowly. Paths are reopened. Damage is assessed calmly. Losses are acknowledged without drama. Life resumes not as before, but strengthened by endurance. Idris stands on a ridge, looking across the valley. The mountains remain unchanged. He has changed. The Atlas Mountains do not offer comfort. They offer clarity. They shape people who understand that survival is not heroic, it is discipline, shared and quiet. And those who learn their rhythm do not conquer the mountains. They belong to them. The mountains do not raise their voices. They shape people who do not need to. Show some love, like, share, and subscribe. It costs nothing, but helps a lot.